How's it going, everybody? Welcome to We Do Tech. Now, Corsair has just released their new affordable gaming headset, the HS35, which is their lower version compared to the HS50. Now, it does still take pretty much all of the good features of the HS50, but just reduces the cost compared to this one. Now, they do also resolve one of the problems that I had with the HS50, so I'm really glad about that. Now, as for the pricing, the HS35 is retailing for around $40 on Amazon or 700 Rand on Rebeltech here in South Africa. But there is a bit of a difference because currently on Amazon you can even pick up the HS50 or even the HS60 for pretty much the exact same price of $40 or sometimes even cheaper. So should you rather go for the newer but supposedly a lower quality HS35, or should you just go for the HS50? Well, we're gonna find out. Alright, so starting off, I will say that the HS35 does feel a lot cheaper compared to the HS50. Most of the unit is entirely plastic compared to the HS50, but you do still get the aluminum headband here in the side. I'm just not sure if it stretches all the way to the top of the headband, which could be a breaking point if you are going to bend it open quite a bit. Now, it's pretty much still able to bend the exact same amount as the HS50, but I would rather bend the HS50 compared to the HS35. Also, even though you can still tilt the ear cups for better comfort, on the HS35 it's entirely plastic compared to the HS50, which is still aluminum. So again, I do feel that Corsair lowered the quality quite a bit for the HS35. Now, I do like that Corsair still kept the styling to a minimum, just like the HS50, where you can actually wear it in public and not look like a total weirdo or like a escapee from Area 51. It does still look a bit more subtle. Now, also, you do get more colors, or one more color for the HS35, so red, blue, green, and then black, but it is a lot more accented where the ear cups are blue and the headband is blue, so where compared to the HS50 where it's a lot more subtle, the colors. Now, even though the build quality isn't as great as the HS50, the HS35 still keeps comfort. So the headband's padding at the top is much thicker than the HS50. The ear cup's cushion is also a slightly bit thicker, and it uses cloth cushions instead of leather. Now, I do personally still kind of like the leather right ear cups compared to the cloth ones, especially these cloth ones. I do kind of scratch against my beard, which gets itchy sometimes. But in the summer, they are a lot cooler compared to the leather right. Now, the only problem that I personally had with the HS50s was that on the inside, my ears would scratch against the driver wall, and because it's not entirely flat, it does kind of irritate my ears if I do use it for long periods at a time. Now, the HS35 kind of resolves that problem where it is a lot smoother on the inside and also has a softer fabric against the driver wall. I do also feel that the cushions are a bit stiffer compared to the HS50, so if you do apply a bit more pressure, it's not going to push a lot deeper into your ear. So I was able to wear the HS35 a lot longer compared to the HS50s just because of that irritation scratching against my ears. Now again, that was personally just me. If that doesn't happen to you, then the HS50s might still be a bit more comfortable, but otherwise still really good comfort wise. Now, as for sound quality, the HS35 does deliver a good sound across all of the frequencies. but I did find that it did lower the high end a bit compared to the HS50. So if you're looking for a bit lower end headset, then the HS35 is going to be better than the HS50 for you. The HS35 does also make a better seal around your ear, so if you do want a bit more noise isolation, then the HS35 is going to do a bit better than the HS50, but sound bleed is still quite a lot. So if you are close to people and you're ramping up the volume, which it can get decently loud, then they will be able to hear what you are listening to. The HS35 does also still keep the volume wheel here at the back of the left ear cup, and then also the mic mute button, which I honestly do love. Now, as for the microphone, you do get this detachable bendable mic that you can bend to any direction you would want, further or closer to your mouth. But as you guys can hear, the mic sounds horrible. It can't handle any loud noises, even though the mic on its own isn't really that loud. Our audio gain, auto gain on Windows is off, so this is just how it actually sounds. And it doesn't sound good at all. You get that distortion going on. There's a lot of background noise being picked up. You can hear that hiss if I just stay quiet for like a second. So yeah, audio quality for the microphone is definitely not good. But now let's quickly listen to how the HS50 sounds. Alright, so the HS50 also comes out with a detachable bendable mic. It's a lot less stiff than the HS35, which I do actually prefer that the construction of that mic. But you guys can hear it sounds a lot better. Still on the exact same settings, recording into Streamlabs, and it just sounds much better. The mic on its own isn't also the greatest, but compared to the HS35, it's much better. You'll still pick up Cherry Mix Blue switches. You can kind of still hear some hissing going on in the background, but it is a lot clearer and doesn't have that distortion going on like the HS35 had. Moving on to the cable, you still get the non-braided 1.8 meter or 5.9 feet TRRS cable, but included in the box is a mic and headphone TRS splitter. So yes, you can use the HS35s with your PC, your mobile devices, and even consoles, which I know a lot of people are going to ask if they're not going to watch this entire video through. So then, in conclusion, should you spend that $10 or more on the HS50 compared to the HS35? Again, the only problem that I personally had with the HS50 was that my ears would scratch against the inside of the driver, and that is something that I have an issue with a lot of other headsets. So if that is the only reason or the only issue that you also have, you most likely know that if it is, then I would say go for the HS35. However, if you do not have that problem, if your ears aren't as pointed forward as mine is, then just go for the HS50, even if it is $5 to $10 more. The durability is a lot better. Sound quality I do feel is a bit more neutral compared to the HS35, and honestly it just looks a bit better in my opinion. So it is going to depend on what you want. If you're on a really budget, then the HS35 might be the better buy if you're not able to get this at the same price point. But maybe even later on, because they're pretty much the exact same price on Amazon, we might actually see them lower the HS35s a bit more, which maybe take them down to $30 or $35, and then these might actually be a better buy, especially if you are on a real budget. But the HS35 doesn't really have anything wrong with it. It is a budget headset. I just do still feel that the HS50s is a bit of a better buy at that $40 price point, or even $45. But that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching, guys. A big thanks to Corsair for sending over the HS35s and even like previously the HS50. So massive shout out to them. If you guys want to pick up either of these for yourself, I will leave links in the video description. And also, if you did like this video, please like, share, subscribe, and comment like always. And I will check all of you guys next time. Cheers, guys.